£27 million Arsenal player makes bold promise. We're going to eliminate PSG in the Champions League. Meanwhile, £50 million target pours cold water on deal and says he might reject the Gunners. Another big day for Arsenal, and if you carry this club in your heart like we do, you're in the right place. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because every victory, every signing, every heartbreak, we live it all together. Let's jump into today's news. Arsenal will be hoping not to wind up as the third Premier League club to be knocked out of the Champions League by Paris Saint-Germain after Liverpool and Aston Villa. But as David Raya claimed, PSG are a top team, and they have shown this season that after years of underwhelming in Europe, they finally look prepared to win the Champions League this campaign. Aside from their one-goal lead as well, the advantage that Luis Enrique's side have is that they are much more experienced in Europe's elite competition in comparison to Arsenal in recent seasons. Arsenal's big hitters did not turn up against PSG and at the Parc des Princes. That cannot afford to be the case. Summer signings like Mikel Merino, Ricardo Calafiori, and Raheem Sterling will be hoping to give their side the much-needed boost they need both on and off the pitch to help them change their fortunes in Europe. Out of the three, Merino is expected to start for Arsenal against PSG. Whether Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta chooses to stick with Mikel Merino in midfield or surprise PSG's defense by deploying him up front remains to be seen. After Tuesday's contest, the £27.4 million man, Sky Sports, revealed via Haters TV that the Gunners' latest performance showed they can go toe-to-toe with Luis Enrique and co. Why am I optimistic? Okay, based on what I have seen tonight, I think you have seen a team that can compete against a huge side like Paris.
Well, I think it changed nothing because the mentality of this team is always going to win, even if you are 3 up or you are 1 down. So we're going to Paris with the mentality of sticking to our basics, sticking to our standards and try to win. I think today we saw a team that can compete against anybody. We had massive chances to level the game. We couldn't, but the team is full of confidence, full of energy for the second leg.
Based on what you've seen tonight, can you sort of talk us through why you're optimistic?
Why am I optimistic?
Yeah, based on what you've seen tonight.
Okay, based on what I've seen tonight, I think you saw a team that can compete against a huge side like Paris. I don't know if you saw Paris during the whole season, but they are a really dominant team. They want to keep everybody on their own box, and we managed to be playing a lot. We created big chances. I think this team, you never can give up on us because we proved that we're always going to fight till the end. So I think we have the technical quality, and most important, we have the motivation to go to the second leg and win this for our fans and for ourselves.
Luis Enrique revealed Arsenal's chances of a comeback versus PSG. Arsenal fans will be buoyed by Merino's mindset ahead of the second leg against PSG. However, Luis Enrique, who called Arsenal dangerous, agrees that they could very well stage a comeback at the Parc des Princes.
Me parece que el primer objetivo del primer partido se ha conseguido. Repito, el resultado podría haber sido un empate y no hubiera pasado nada. También podría haber sido un 0-2. Con lo cual, ese es el resultado, nadie lo puede cambiar. El objetivo ahora es ganar el siguiente partido contra el Arsenal, evidentemente. No hay que especular nada porque un gol en una acción normal, en un segundo se marca un gol y el partido está igualado, o la eliminatoria. Así que no estábamos hundidos cuando perdimos en Anfield 0-1, en casa, perdón, 0-1 en París. Y fuimos a Anfield a ganar el partido. Ahora no está ganado el partido ni la eliminatoria. Tenemos que ganar el partido de casa porque es posible que Arsenal pueda hacer gol. No tienen ya nada que perder, están por detrás en la eliminatoria. Va a ser una semifinal, segunda vuelta, apasionante para el aficionado al fútbol y un poco más sufrida para los entrenadores.
Whether Merino's statement could hand Arsenal a psychological edge in the French capital will be intriguing to observe. £50 million player who is expected to sign for Arsenal this summer now suggests he does not want to join. Arsenal already seem to have a few signings lined up for the summer. Andrea Berta, the new director of football at the Emirates Stadium, is working hard to ensure Arsenal are more competitive next season after a fairly limp challenge of Liverpool for the Premier League title. The Reds secured the title with a 5-1 win over Tottenham, which moved them 15 points ahead of Arsenal. Arsenal expect to sign Martin Zubamendi from Real Sociedad when the campaign ends, while the Gunners have also agreed terms with Joan Garcia, a potential arrival in the goalkeeping department. However, another player expected to join Arsenal and Nico Williams has now shared an update on his future. Steve K claimed back in February that Williams is expected to sign for Arsenal in a £50 million deal once the 2024-25 campaign is over. Mikel Arteta is believed to be a huge admirer of the Spain international and is determined to bring him to N5 to provide competition for Gabriel Martinelli. However, Williams has now told Diario Sport that he feels super happy with Athletic Bilbao, where he has been ever since the age of 11, suggesting he has no intention of leaving. Ahead of the UEFA Europa League semi-final against Manchester United, the Athletic Bilbao number 10 said, "The dream is to lift the Champions Trophy at San Mamés. I have the opportunity to make history at this club. The dream never ends. I'm 100% focused on tomorrow, on reaching the final and winning it. I don't want to look any further. I'm super happy here. I've always wanted to feel important here. This is a 10 out of 10 season for me." Williams has scored 11 goals and provided 7 assists in 43 appearances across all competitions so far this season. TBR Football understand Williams is open to playing in the Premier League one day. Despite his adoration for Athletic Bilbao, any deal would presumably require Arsenal to shell out a significant salary package, however, with the Spaniard earning over £170,000 a week in Spain. Theo Walcott says Arsenal have a player he'd genuinely pick over Mohamed Salah. Arsenal may have lost 1-0 to PSG on Tuesday, but the Gunners are still one of the best teams in Europe. Indeed, this Arsenal squad is jam-packed full of world-class talent. William Saliba is perhaps the best defender in the world right now, while Declan Rice is in that world-class bracket these days in the eyes of some. However, the true jewel in the Arsenal crown is Bukayo Saka. Saka is a world-class player. And speaking to Mail Sport, Theo Walcott has made quite an interesting claim about the Arsenal star. Walcott was asked to rate and compare some of the best wingers in Premier League history, and interestingly, the pundit picked Saka above some truly massive names. Theo Walcott picks Bukayo Saka over Mohamed Salah. Walcott made a few very interesting claims here. The Arsenal legend picked Saka ahead of Ryan Giggs, Mohamed Salah, and Cristiano Ronaldo as he crowned him the winner of this mini challenge. However, at the last minute, Walcott changed his mind and picked Ronaldo over Saka. Ronaldo is one of the best players ever, so there's no shame in Saka finishing runner-up to the Manchester United legend. Walcott has always been a fan of Saka, and while Walcott may be slightly biased here due to his Arsenal connection, it has to be said that Saka is one of the best in the world. Walcott picked Saka over Salah, and that is bound to cause plenty of debate. Indeed, Salah is in Ballon d'Or winning form this season, and when you look at the numbers, it's hard to justify Walcott's point of view here. However, Walcott isn't the only person to hold this point of view. Indeed, Conor Gallagher said that Saka is better than Salah at one point, while Ashley Cole also picked Saka over Salah recently. Regardless of which player you prefer, it has to be said that Salah and Saka are two of the best in the world, and we're very lucky to be able to watch both players in the Premier League on a weekly basis. And that wraps up today's biggest Arsenal news. If you enjoyed the update and want to stay on top of everything happening with the Gunners, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Come on, Arsenal!